Hi, highly respected our fellow YouTube watching American patriots. We're back. Once again, we are true conservative Asian voice in America. Today, we would like to share with you some great news coming up from the Korean Peninsula regarding how North Korean big fat ugly swiney leader Kim Jong-un is responding, reacting to the United States detection and confiscation of the North Korean second largest freight ship called NK Wise Honest, and how it's affecting his health. Kim Jong-un's already failing health. I guess the United States intelligence surveillance satellite has been following the North Korean freight ship for a while, and they finally caught them red-handed right in the middle of ship-to-ship transferring of the load of coal and the pig irons mined in North Korean mines. And this freight ship was carrying more than 200,000 tons of coal and pig irons down to waterway close to Indonesian harbor. And it was sitting there mid-water, just idling, to meet up with South Korean freight ship that was sent up by Moon Jae-in of South Korea. This monkey Jae-in of South Korea, who is an anti-U.S., he has been looking for opportunities to poke holes on the UN and U.S. imposed economic sanctions against North Korean evil regime, and upon its North Korea's already failing economy, because of what the Kim Jong-un is doing. Basically, he's refusing to give up his nuclear ambition. So, we can tell. What happened was, when we cut those two freight ships, one from North Korea and one from South Korea, the whole scenario clearly showed to the whole world that Moon Jae-in, he's nothing more than top spokesperson of Kim Jong-un and helping him out. They have like a one-to-one alliance to fight against the United States together. So although Moon Jae-in, he claims that he is the president of South Korea, which is supposed to be a U.S. ally nation, he himself is not. He's totally anti-United States. He's anti-United States, a communist. He's a commie. He's our foe. He's our enemy. Anyway, the North Korean freight ship was detected by our satellite, our intelligence satellite, surveillance satellite, and then it was confiscated and it was towed away to Samoan harbor, which is the United States territory. Kim Jong-un became all enraged and furious, totally furious, showing the fume and the smoke coming out from the top of his head, and totally burning in his own rage, his own anger against the United States. And he sent out his representative to the UN assembly floor, and he delivered his message of complaint against what the United States has done by taking away his second largest freight ship. He says, well, the United States illegally came into our territorial water and then confiscated our second largest freight ship illegally. And he demanded that the United States should return their second largest freight ship. Otherwise, he says, he will attack. He will do something. He will carry out some very, very provocative attack against the United States if the United States does not return his freight ship. Something much, much worse than what he did on May 4th and May 9th by launching those ballistic missiles. Uncounted number of ballistic missiles he launched and fired on May 4th and May 9th. And he threatened that he's going to do something much, much greater than that. Much, much more horrible than what he did on May 4th and May 9th. He's threatening. But our wise and intelligent President Donald Trump, he doesn't care what Kim Jong-un says, what kind of threatening words he pumps out of his lying mouth. President Trump just totally ignored. And instead of listening to, reacting to, responding to his words of threat, President Trump, he announced there's another North Korean freight ship that we just caught him. We just caught the second one. And it's being held and sitting in water idling with the load of North Korean mined coal and pig irons again. The North Korean second freight ship that was caught was called Dongtan, NK Dongtan, North Korean Dongtan. I think what President Trump should do is confiscate and bring that second North Korean freight ship over to Samoan Island again. Just confiscate whatever is on the deck of that ship. Take everything away. Everything away, which means taking away his money. Take away, and we should use that ship as a target. The target in our naval military practice. Yeah. Why don't we practice practice and test out our ship to ship or air to ship ballistic missiles? Yeah. Perfect target. Perfect, good size. It's a North Korean second largest freight ship. So it will be a perfect target to be used in the naval military testing and the practice drills. And if it gets hit in our military practice and turns into pieces, we can collect all those pieces of metal, scrap metals, and we can sell them in the international market of metals. There are enough buyers who are interested in buying scrap metals. So why don't we just gather all the scrap metals coming up from the North Korean freight ships, both honest, wise, honest, and Dongtan, and make some money selling them as scrap metals. But we get to use them as our target. in our naval military practice. Testing out our ballistic missiles. It would be perfect, very practical target. We don't have to create our own, artificial targets to be used in our targeting and the targeting practice, right? But while we are contemplating all these, future plans about what we're gonna do with those two North Korean freight ships we confiscated, and we have them held in the Samoan harbor. Kim Jong-un is going crazy. He's going crazy. His blood pressure is shooting up. But guess what? Starting the end of last year, I think it was like in November or December last year, 2018, there have been several, I say about somewhere around like between 10 and 20, several witches, fortune tellers, and palm readers, and all these future, tellers. They've been popping up from different nations in the Asia. And they were making predictions about what's going to happen to Kim Jong-un in the year 2019. Some of them said that his life will end in 2019. This is it. 2019 will be the end of his life. Because he has so many physical problems, medical problems. Being fat, looking like a swiney. He must have cardiovascular problems, high blood pressure problems. He has diabetes problems. All this, disease and illnesses that he inherited from his father and his grandfather, who both died of the cardiovascular and some gross disease and illnesses. So he must be carrying some, hereditary disease and problems, medically speaking. And on top of all that, all these external stresses and everything will bring hasten the end of his life. And notice, he's a dictator. Dictator's lifespan is short because dictator has to do so many things all by himself or herself to make sure that his dictatorship government, his tyranny does not collapse. So he has to do so many things. He must be involved in so many things simultaneously just to make sure that he doesn't show any vulnerability or any holes to his enemies and his adversaries. So I think right now what's happening is his blood pressure must be shooting up like crazy. If our President Donald Trump decides to take the second North Korean freight ship called Dongtan, NK Dongtan, North Korea Dongtan, from like a parking lot in water near Indonesia. No, I'm in Singapore. It's being parked in water near Singapore. And if President Trump orders that second North Korean freight ship to be towed away over to Samoan harbor, which is our territory once again, that will really, really cause major fury and stress and anger. And that will cause surge, unpredictable surge in his brain. I mean, I'm talking about the main artery that takes blood into his brain, Well, I'm sorry. Not, oh yeah, he still has brain. But it's either a monkey brain or bird brain or it's a swine's brain. It's swine brain. But anyway, it's still brain, right? And it will pop it open. The blood will surge up to his bird brain, his swiney brain, and it will pop the vein. And he will suffer stroke. That's coming. I guarantee you it's coming. So President Trump, why don't you go ahead and tow away that second North Korean freight ship confiscated. And it's being parked in water near Singapore. Take it away and see how Kim Jong-un responds. Would he continue spewing out those empty words of threats? Words of empty threats. Oh, saying, if Trump does not return our freight ships, I'm gonna launch ICBMs. I'm gonna launch submarine launched SLBMs carrying nuclear missiles. Well, I want to see. Wow, the whole world wants to see how brave he is. Kim Jong-un, you big fat ugly swine, why don't you go ahead and do it? Don't just, spew out stupid empty words. Just do it. Go ahead and launch ICBMs and see what happens to you. Are you gonna kill all North Korean people? Are you gonna destroy the Korean Peninsula before you die of stroke? I hope you just die. You just collapse. The blood vein that takes blood up to your swiny brain will pop, and you alone will go down to the hell before you get any chance to destroy the Korean Peninsula by launching nuclear missiles, by trying anything stupid with your nuclear artilleries. Why don't you just go down to hell by yourself? Right? That's the least thing you can do, least heroic thing you can do for the Korean people. President Trump, go ahead and take away North Korea's second freight ship. Yeah, we need a good target practice. We have good targets for our naval military practice. Why don't you use both freight ships from North Korea? It's freebies, right? They were violating the UN and US imposed economic sanctions imposed against North Korea because of Kim Jong-un's stupid nuclear ambition, right? So let's see how he reacts to second confiscation of North Korea's second freight ship. Guarantee you what those fortune tellers and future tellers, palm readers, and witches of Asia predicted will come true. Yeah, will come true. That will be so fun, so much fun to watch. So much fun to watch. Swine of North Korea dying of stroke, being toasted by our President Donald Trump. His wise wisdom. Kim Jong-un's life will end. That will be the day we'll see the true peace. We'll see the true peace will dawn upon the Korean Peninsula. And it will be time for all of us to sing, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Wow, great. Why don't we celebrate by roasting that North Korean swine and turn it into something like Hawaiian luau? Pork meat festivity. Pork meat festivity will break out in North Korea. Ooh, that will be something great. Something great. Something spectacular to watch, to be part of it. President Trump, go ahead and take away the second North Korean freight ship ASAP. Yeah, ASAP. Sooner the better. Thank you.